It was an ordinary, still Tuesday morning when I heard the knock. I wasn't expecting anyone. No deliveries, no scheduled visits. Yet there he was, standing on my porch in a crisp suit, gripping a manila folder like it held the keys to the universe. "Mr. Carter?" he asked. "Yes. I'm here on behalf of your wife. You've been served." I stared at the envelope in his hand, blinking. "My wife?" I echoed. He nodded, voice clipped and professional. "Emily Carter is filing a lawsuit against you for $10 million. The summons has all the details." For a split second, everything froze. Then, without thinking, I said something that made him falter. "My wife died 5 years ago." He froze mid-step. His grip on the folder tightened, and I saw the polished mask on his face start to crack. I'm sorry, sir. There must be some mistake." "No mistake," I answered evenly. "Emily passed away. Car accident. 5 years this October." The color drained from his cheeks. He fumbled open the folder, flipping through papers with shaky hands. "I was hired by her attorney. They assured me she was alive." I gestured for him to come inside. He looked rattled, different reasons than mine, but followed. As he settled on my couch, rifling through his stack, I went to the shelf and pulled down a small wooden box. Inside, Emily's death certificate, hospital records, and the obituary clipped from the local paper. He read them like he couldn't believe his own eyes. This can't be real. Someone filed this under her name, complete with ID and a signed affidavit. That's when it hit me like ice in my veins. Someone was pretending to be Emily. But who and why? I didn't wait long for the answer. 2 days later, an unknown number flashed on my phone. A woman's voice came through, cheerful, smug. "Hello, darling." Surprised to hear me. It wasn't Emily. But whoever it was, she knew exactly how to sound like her. The inflection, the rhythm, down to the smallest mannerism. Only one person could mimic her that well. Her sister, Vanessa. Vanessa had always lived in Emily's shadow, jealous, competitive, never satisfied with second place. When Emily and I got married, Vanessa gave a toast that was supposed to be sweet but felt more like a subtle warning. She joked that if anything happened to Emily, she'd be happy to step in. I never thought she meant it. "Vanessa, what the hell is this?" I demanded. She laughed lightly. "Oh, come on, Daniel. You don't think Emily left you everything, do you? Half that fortune should have been mine. I'm just taking back what I'm owed." "You mean by committing fraud?" "She's dead, Vanessa." "Is she?" she replied, her voice dripping with fake innocence. "Because legally, there's a very interesting loophole in the inheritance laws here. All it took was a few signatures and a few people who couldn't tell the difference between sisters. It was sickening. She'd forged records, taken Emily's identity, and filed for half my assets in a fake divorce settlement, backed by crooked officials she'd paid off. But she underestimated me. The very next day, I contacted a private investigator I'd worked with years before. Within a week, he had enough to dismantle Vanessa's scheme. Footage of her meeting with shady legal fixers, audio of her bragging about suing her dead sister's husband. And it went deeper. Vanessa hadn't worked alone. The investigation uncovered a network. A corrupt lawyer who filed the lawsuit knowing Emily was dead, a notary who forged her signature, and a judge's assistant bribed to fast-track the case. Vanessa had built an empire of lies on the assumption no one would check. She counted on grief keeping me quiet, and red tape keeping her hidden. She guessed wrong. With the evidence, I filed a countersuit, fraud, identity theft, conspiracy to commit financial crimes. When the authorities raided her home, they found an entire room of forged documents, fake IDs, and a wall covered with her inheritance scheme, like something out of a crime drama. The trial was public. Vanessa's smug grin finally disappeared when the judge read the charges. Her attempt to rewrite history for profit became national news. But the deepest wound wasn't the scheme. It was knowing Emily had loved her sister so much. Emily believed in family, in second chances. She would have been crushed to see Vanessa weaponize her memory. When the verdict came, Vanessa was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Her partners in crime were fined heavily and stripped of their professional licenses. The lawsuit wasn't just dismissed. It became a legal case study in corruption. After it all, I went to Emily's grave. It had been months. Life and grief had tangled into a quiet numbness. But standing there, reading her name, I felt something like closure. Guess what, I whispered. Vanessa tried to come back. Pretended to be you. But she forgot there's only one Emily Carter. The wind rustled through the trees, and for a moment, I imagined hearing her soft laugh in the breeze. In the months after, life slowly stitched itself back together. I had changed. Betrayal alters the way you see people, even the ones closest to you. I began volunteering with a legal aid group, helping others victimized by fraud and identity theft. For me, it wasn't just moving forward, it was reclaiming the truth. Vanessa thought she could erase the past, that she could steal a life never hers to take. But some things can't be forged. Some names, some legacies are untouchable.